everyone. Welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. Today we're in my kitchen because I have a lot of spices and I had found some powdered milk from 2022 that I needed to get jarred up. So we're going to get all this stuff jarred up today. Makes my life a little bit easier, gets it out of the plastic and gets it into glass jars, which is long-term storage and better for the environment. So let's get busy. Powdered milk 2022. I've already got my jars ready. I've got my lids ready. I've got bay leaves over here. We're just going to get this stuff jarred up and get it out of the way and into our pantry for long-term storage. And you can cut out the instructions on the back and drop it in your drawer, or you can write it out and put it on a little tag, whichever way is fine. And because it's been in there a while, I'm just going to kind of pinch that up and break it up a little bit. And powdered milk will turn yellow over time. Even though it's powdered milk, it's still going to have some fat in there, and that's what's going to make it turn yellow. So we're going to get that in there. And I'm making a mess. That's why I've got a cutting board underneath my jars. And I may not need all 4 jars. I thought I would. I'm probably going to need 3. And I'm probably going to need a pint jar. So let me grab a pint jar real quick. Alrighty. I'm going to drop a bay leaf in each jar. This just kind of helps protect the product for long-term storage. And if I was going to store this for long-term, I would also make sure that I had an oxygen absorber in there, or I used one of those jar sealers, whether it's a manual one or one attached to your food saver to suck all the air out. So we've got powdered milk written on our labels, on our jar lids. And our powdered milk is ready now to go into my storage. The other day I told you I had bought some more ground cloves because I thought I was out of it, and I found in my pantry 2 more jars. So what we're going to do is just condense this down into one and a partial jar, and that way it will be ready for long-term storage. And one of them has an oxygen absorber in it already, this jar here. I'm just going to go ahead and pour that over in there. And we have now condensed that down. I still have a partial jar, so what I'm going to do is this goes into my pantry. This will stay out, and I can use that for my current use of cloves. That clears out one product out of my pantry. My herbal closet. And next I have ground cinnamon here. It also has an oxygen absorber in the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and use the same funnel for this. And I've got 2 containers of ground cinnamon. I want them out of the plastic. And because it's dusty, I'm going to stand back because I don't want that dust to be breathed in. Let me grab another jar. This will go into my long-term storage. And then the other container I'll leave out So let me just grab a jar. And we're going to get rid of the bowl because we're no longer going to use that. And I'm going to toss that into my dirty dishes because we don't want cinnamon mixed with our other spices. I'm going to throw a bay leaf in here. And attach the lid that says ground cinnamon. Now I have chili powder here. And I picked up some more chili powder because I thought I was out of it too, again. But I also only had part of a jar. So we're going to go ahead and put this in there. It's already got a bay leaf in there. So I'm not going to be adding another bay leaf. New funnel. Get that chili powder in there. Now it's going to be a different color. That's okay. It just depends on the chilies that they're using the day that they grind it. And the chili powder is done. I've got 2 more products. I've got some whole fennel seed and some ground celery seed. Let me grab some jars. So the celery is not going to be as strong as the fennel. So I'm going to do the celery first. And a bay leaf. Now, I could have put an oxygen absorber in here because it doesn't have any sugar in there. But if it has sugar, you definitely want to use a bay leaf. You don't want to use the oxygen absorber or you'll end up with a very hard spice. So that one's done. I've got 1 more jar left. And this is whole fennel. I could put this in my herb pantry or I could put it with my teas, either one. So we're going to go ahead and get this poured in. Drop my bay leaf in there. And attach my label. Get that out of the way. And we have our jars labeled. Real quick and easy process, but it's worth it to save your herbs for long-term storage and your powdered milk for long-term storage. So, why do I ditch plastic? Glass keeps foods pure, fresh, and eco-friendly. Unlike plastic, glass doesn't leach chemicals, absorb odors, or stain. It seals tightly for better preservation and can be reused endlessly. Choosing glass means safer food storage, longer freshness, and a sustainable, waste-free pantry. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.